shows 6, mine shows 5:59.
Thank you.
Mine shows 5:59.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us this evening. As mayor, I call this meeting to order on Tuesday, April the 7th. At this time, please silence or cut off your cell phone. Let us stand for the pledge. Following the pledge, Mayor Pro Tem will lead us in prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Lord, in the midst of our busy lives, we pause to invite you into this meeting. Grant us and focus on the clear thoughts so that we may be tactful and tasteful at hand with those that are about us, and efficient to respect each other. In this name we pray, amen.
Amen. At 5 o'clock, the council met for closed session. It was section 3, which was consult with our town attorney. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda for this afternoon? I have a motion from Councilman Thornton. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Councilwoman Daisy Smith. All in favor? Aye. It is approved. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes? This will be the minutes from our regular meeting last month on March 5th and the special meeting for the budget retreat, which was on March the 14th.
So moved.
I have a motion from Councilman Bennett. A second?
Second.
Second was Councilman Shelton. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. We have no old business tonight. Do we have public comments? No public comments. We'll start with new business, and it's the minimum housing update and consideration of proposed next steps for 300 South Lynn Street. Presented will be Mr. Eric Clem, and he is with the State Code Enforcement Officer.
Hello again, board.
Hello.
Just a quick backstory. This property received numerous complaints concerning animal intrusion and water intrusion into the house. A hearing was held. The owner was ordered to repair or demolish within a 90-day period. That 90 days has expired, and I'm here tonight to offer you some guidance on this. The house itself, not the total property, the house itself is valued at $196,000. Now, by the statute, 160D-1203, we need to meet a 50%, it don't exactly say deterioration, but a 50% cost of repair in order to move ahead with to demolish it. Now, with that being said, I guess I'm requesting from y'all to have a licensed builder come in to inspect the house to see what it would cost to bring it into compliance with the minimum housing standards of the town. Now, he charges $350 for this service. I think it will be crucial in determining this so y'all can make the best decision next month when we bring either a demolition ordinance or I come back to start the civil penalties on it. Civil penalties will only be in the case if it falls under 50%. If it's above 50% we're looking at a $98,000. If it's more than $98,000 to repair the house to the standards, we'll move ahead with the demolition ordinance and get a contractor to demolish it. Y'all have any questions for me?
Are we talking about just the exterior, or are we talking about interior wise also?
Exterior.
Do you have any clue as to what that might be?
I have some clue. I personally, in my experience, I don't think it will meet $98,000 worth of repairs on just the exterior. But again, I'm not a licensed contractor, builder, whatever you want to call it. That's why I want to get this. His name's TC, I believe it is. That's why I want to get him to come in. He is licensed. This is what he does for a living. To give y'all more informed information when making the decision. And again, he does charge $350 to do that.
Wasn't the homeowner working on it at some point, or have they quit working on it?
From my last inspection on, I think it was the 1st of, or 2nd or 3rd of January, I can't remember which one off the top of my head, there were no repairs made. Now, there was some things that were removed from, I guess, where he tore up the porch or whatever. Some of the wood and things of that nature were removed, but no repairs itself has been made to the house.
Is it still in probate?
That I'm not sure of. Would that hurt anything with us, Eugene?
But now you can proceed against the state. You can proceed against the estate.
As a whole, instead of
After
just
knowing
one
them,
person.
whatever you did.
Yeah.
But we can go ahead and proceed on these actions with it being in probate?
We can.
Right. Our first, as we sit right now, our first step would be to find out the cost of repair.
But you're just talking for the exterior, not the interior.
Right. Whatever's on the inside between them building inspections, you have electrical and plumbing and all that good stuff to deal with.
So if it's not the 98,000 in the exterior, then the next step is?
We'll pursue civil penalties. Mhm. And if I ain't mistaken, that's $350 a day. 300 a day.
But what you're asking tonight is if you want to make a motion to pay the $350 to have your gentleman come out there and look at it.
Yes.
And then you'll come with those findings probably after that for the next meeting.
Right.
Or maybe before if you find out.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I know, I'll of course let Michael and Dee know. As far, I'll have to come back to y'all next board meeting because I think I got 2 commercial buildings y'all need to hear too, and we'll bring this one as well.
Yes, sir. So do we have a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to hire the building inspector, I guess, to do the inspection of $350.
The contractor who you're talking about too. Yep. So we have a motion on the floor from Councilman Shelton. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Councilwoman Daisy Smith. Any further discussion?
Yeah, that's one-time fee, right?
One-time fee, yeah.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Y'all have any other questions for me?
No?
All right. We'll see you next month.
Very
Okay.
good. Thank
Thank
you.
y'all.
Next is a consideration to approve the town administrator contract.
I'll make a motion that we approve the town administrator's contract.
So we have a motion from Councilwoman Jessica Smith. Do we have a second?
Second.
A second with Councilman Shelton. All in favor?
Aye.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Next is a consideration to amend Personnel Policy, Section 32-030, and this is hiring procedures, add a requirement for motor vehicle record checks with guidelines and consent form.
Yes, Council, we were contacted by our insurance company just to ask what policy and procedures we utilize to determine that those employees that utilize town property, motor vehicles, to ensure that they are in compliance with the license requirement and do not have any violations on their record that would prevent them from driving town vehicles or leased vehicles that the town is a part of. So as a result of that, going and doing some search throughout the area, other municipalities, this is the one that we've drafted, gives you the details of how they would be utilized. This process would be one that we would utilize as the point of hire, and then periodically throughout based on the criteria that's outlined in the proposal.
Well, I read that, and I make a motion that we amend the policy section 32.030, hiring procedures.
So we have a motion on the floor from Councilwoman Daisy Smith. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Councilman Thornton. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. The next is a consideration of quotes for 2 asphalt repairs, and this will be at 111 Ponderosa Road and Pretty Road.
Yes, these two projects were projects that were involving DOT roads, and as a result of that, we were on a timeline. Some work's going to be done on Ponderosa in the next week or so, and so as a result of that, we sought consensus from the council, and so what we're just doing is to ratify this decision to move forward with Jordan Lambeth for the paving project. And just so the council is aware, the paving project was completed today. So.
Great.
He said it was completed today.
Okay. So what do you need?
You need a motion though still for the,
You need a motion?
Yes,
okay.
yes. Request for it to be ratified and in the record.
Okay. So we can just go ahead then? All right.
We need a motion. I make a motion that we proceed, it was Lambert that we used, correct, for the paving asphalt
Okay,
repairs.
so we have a motion on the floor from Councilwoman Jessica Smith. A second?
Second.
Councilman Shelton. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Next is a consideration of quotes to replumb the restrooms at Stoneville Memorial Park.
Yes, Council, again, we encountered a major leak, is a nice way to put it, at the public restrooms at the Stoneville Memorial Park. Based on observation and what we kind of determined within the building, it apparently is a leak underneath the cement flooring or within the walls. And so what we are looking to do is the possibility of replumbing the restrooms to get them back functional as quickly as possible. We did solicit several bids. These 3 bids were the ones that came in based on the recommendations of them meeting with Mr. Curry, and so our recommendation at this point is to go with the low bidder.
I got a question.
Okay.
Is he providing a warranty? I'm looking down here on Dyer's. At the bottom, it says there, it comes with a 1-year workmanship guarantee. I don't see anything on the low bidder quote. Is there a warranty? Because I mean, it's not much difference, like, what, $300 difference, and we get a 1-year warranty?
And I'll let Mr. Curry speak to that. I wasn't present when he discussed it with each contractor.
It's not specified, it's not specified.
Okay,
I mean, if you want the warranty, go with the bid he gave you.
okay. I'd like to make a motion to approve Dyer's for $15,055.
So we have a motion on the floor from Councilman Shelton. Do we have a second?
Can I, before you second, can I just ask one additional question? Sure. Just for my purposes of knowledge, when they're doing the quotes, are the contractors coming, do they come out and look at the problem and say, this is what I see, this is how I would fix it, or do you direct them on what you saw and how it should be fixed?
We have a back and forth conversation to see what would be the best way. If
Okay.
they have a better idea than what I had, then that's the discussion we have.
Okay.
But once we get, a set direction, then everybody bids the same thing.
So they do put their eyes on it, or they don't?
Yeah,
Oh, so they came out, they looked at it. Perfect. I just wanted to know if that's how it went. Okay.
When can he start on this, since this is a busy time down there for people going in and out with the games and stuff?
we'll have to call Dyer's in the morning and get them a start date.
Well, I second the motion.
All right, so we have a motion on the floor, and we have a second from Councilwoman Daisy Smith. All in favor?
Do you have any more discussion?
You have any further?
Yeah. So how did you present these bids to them? What was said?
Can
And
you
how,
elaborate on the question? I don't understand.
well, how was it presented to them? Because I personally think it's a whole lot of money. And so I don't know exactly how you're going about it. To
Okay,
fix a
well,
water leak, it
Let me,
costs,
let me preface it like this. The plumbing that was put in when the building was constructed is inside the brick walls and poured into the slab. There is absolutely no way to determine where the water leak is or how bad it is without demolition in half the building. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna go in and replumb the whole building from the concrete in the front, from the meter base, with PEX, and we're gonna put it through a chase to kind of hide it and insulate it, so that way it can't be tampered with, but it can be winterized. That's the easiest solution, other than demolitioning out the walls and the concrete, which is gonna be exponentially more expensive.
so you're not talking about jackhammering the floors up and putting it back in like it
No,
was? So if you've got a line that's coming into the building, it's like a men's and women's bath, and then there's a snack bar area. So we know where the origination of the water is coming in. So you're just gonna stub it up on the outside wall or the inside wall and then cover it up? Is that what you're doing?
no, sir, we're gonna jackhammer a small bit of concrete in front of it where the meter base is, and then we're gonna run brand new line from the meter base to both bathrooms and replace the hot water heater in the back.
Is it going up the walls, or is it gonna go in the ceiling and come down? or-
No, sir, we're gonna run a chase through the bottom of the building, so behind the toilets, so you won't be able to see it. That's the easiest, most minimum way we can fix it, without having to jackhammer concrete on
So you're just abandoning everything that was
it. We're
already there?
abandoning all the old plumbing, because I have no idea how old that plumbing is or what shape it's in. And we can't get to it anyway, because it's inside the brick wall. So even if we knew where it was fixed, even if we knew where it was broke, we would still have to take the wall out to get to it, then replace the wall. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So is it just a brick wall? It's not a block wall and a brick or anything? It's just one brick wall?
I don't know what that building was built out of. It's brick veneer. It could be block between the two restrooms. I have no way of knowing that.
That's a lot of money. I wouldn't imagine it cost that much to build the whole thing when they built it.
Prices are what they are.
And per our policy, that was one reason that I asked Byron to be sure that we didn't just do internal contractors, that we did seek outside, just to make sure that all quotes were comparable.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor, we have a second, all in favor? Opposed? None opposed? Motion carries. Next is a consideration to solicit bids for the pocket park renovations at 110 North Henry Street.
So for some time, I don't know exactly how many years, there has been a proposal that of renovating, bringing some bathrooms into the pocket park, some upgrades along that line. So basically, the request is to get a consent to move forward with seeking an RFP for the projects to possibly install bathrooms in the pocket park, and then a secondary project to come back once the bathrooms are complete and to put new pavers, curbing there, possibly updating plantings, just to bring that up so that it would be more appealing to the citizens so that they would use it.
I make a motion to proceed with collecting the bids for the improvements to the pocket park.
We have a motion on the floor from Councilwoman Jessica Smith. Do we have a second?
Second.
A second from Councilman Shelton. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is the town administrator report.
So we basically have two items just to bring you up to date. Last meeting, the council approved the contract for use of a towing company or multiple towing companies for part of the code enforcement process. When we placed that information out to seek interested parties, we did receive 4 interested parties. Taz, I guess you would say, Taz Towing out of Madison, Precision Towing out of Stoneville, Spencer's Garage out of Stoneville, and then Easy Towing, which is based out of Greensboro, but the owner actually lives in Stoneville. And so those 4 individuals have agreed to the terms of the contract pending final approval from the council.
So you're saying they would rotate them?
Yes, they would be on a rotating basis. They understand that the payment for their services would come from the individual that had the nuisance vehicle. It would not come, there would be no cost to the town for this process. They've all agreed that they will have a storage facility where the vehicles will be kept until the owner picks them up and pays the fine, and then if they are not picked up in a certain length of time, they will go through the legal proceedings to dispose of the property, and then they would get the any residual that comes from that sale.
So as soon as that car is put on that tow truck, then it's the tow person or the tow owner's responsibility, anything else that happens or could happen?
That is correct. They're required to carry a certain amount of insurance to cover anything that might happen to that vehicle.
So are these the same or different tow for the police department? Do we have any cars?
This is separate. These contracts have nothing to do with anything that the police would ask for.
Right, correct. But do we use these guys for any of that?
I know we use Taz, Spencer's, who else did you say? No, I don't remember the guy from Greensboro.
Easy Towing, lives on Carlia Lane.
Okay, I don't remember him. What's he on?
Precision Towing out
I
of
was just
Stoneville.
curious.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's no problem. I was just, and I know they are totally separate.
And we did seek others, a couple of names that were given to me, and they were sent letters and information, but they never responded that they wanted to be part of the rotation.
Yes, sir.
And then the second update is, I just want to make, I've sent this information out by email to the council, but just to make it a part of public record, we did receive notice from the town of Mayodan. After their audit, they will be increasing water rates and sewer rates on our behalf. Right now, the water rates is set to increase by 6%, and then sewer will increase by 20%. So as a result of that, we're looking at per 1,000 gallons of water paying the town of Mayodan $4.22. That is up from $3.98. And then the sewer fee is set to go up by 65%. So that is just to make that a matter of public record. We are at their mercy in terms of how much they increase. So as a result of that, I know we had been discussing as part of that, as part of the budgeting process, so we will have to look at that line item to make sure that we are increasing the rates that we charge to the citizens in Stoneville to at least be comparable with that, to break even.
So right now, a low-end bill would be like $60-some, I think.
Right now, the
minimum
low end would
amount.
be inclusive of the recycling, trash pickup, water and sewer at $64.99. That's the minimum that we charge our citizens, and that is for 1,500 gallons, whereas these rates are based on 1,000 gallons. So there's a little discrepancy there in terms of the calculation, but yes, right now our citizens are paying $64.99. So we're looking. I don't even want to give you a price at this point, what we're looking at just to break even, but we do know that we're going to see an increase over the next 3 months because these rates took effect as of the end of March. So we weren't able to make an adjustment mid-year. Now that it's March, we definitely don't want to make one now in March and then another one in July. But so we will take a look at that and see how we fare at the end of the fiscal year.
Is that typical that we get a 20% hike on?
The last couple of years, it has been 20% each year across the board. So, because they're dealing with increased cost of treating, and everything else that goes with it, so. And that's all I have for tonight.
So we have announcements, we have senior bingo, and we've got the senior breakfast is coming up. You've got to register for that if you haven't, probably already. Tomorrow afternoon. We have our budget work session coming up, and our next meeting is May 5th. And my closing remarks is, if you can be anything in this world, just be kind. You never know what people are going through. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We have a motion from Councilman Thornton, a second.
Second.
Second is Councilman Bennett. All in favor? Aye. We're now adjourned.